What's up? I'm Clint. I'm one of the twins from BMW Bros. Today I am going to basically modifying a stock set of taillights for the M3, doing some knockoff StarTec style taillights for it. So I'll show you guys what I'm working with today. Just kind of show you the whole process of what it takes to modify these taillights to make them look like the StarTecs, which are really expensive aftermarket old stock taillights that everyone wants. I actually have a set on my M3 car, but they're smoke, and then I'm going with a little different theme on the M3. So today I'm going to try and do reddish pink kind of StarTec taillights instead of the smoke style. It's a little different, but it should be pretty cool looking. Here's what I'm working with. I picked up some taillights from the junkyard. I was lucky enough to find some at the junkyard for like 60 bucks that are in actually decent shape, but we're gonna be breaking these anyways. The taillights on my M3 are actually cracked and stuff already anyways, but they're OEM, so I'm just gonna keep those probably as spares. But yeah, so basically I'm starting off with these taillights. They were already like sprayed some with, it looks like black paint almost, not even done properly as far as smoking them or anything. We're gonna end up actually cracking these and breaking off all the lenses. I had got some clear lenses that I'll end up painting with some of the nightshade red, spraying that on the inside of them. And then we have the two colors, the reflective inserts on the taillights. You have the red and the orange. This is like the turn signal, this is like the brakes. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'll spray the reflectors, and then we'll spray the lenses, and then you seal them with clear adhesive sealant. But thing is, I don't want to seal it up right away because I want to see what they look like first. So I'll put the lenses on here and just kind of mock it up and see what they look like. If I like the way they look, we'll just seal them up. Otherwise, if I don't like the way they look, I will have to go get probably some dark VHT, I'm guessing. So I'm literally gonna start cracking these guys and pulling off the old lenses as much as I can, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so that didn't actually take that long to get the first one off. We'll see how long it takes for the second one. I'm going to flip you around real quick and show you. Basically, break off. There's a lot of like small bits and stuff too that you'll have to break off. It looks like this taillight was out in the sun for a while, which is perfect because it all came off pretty easily. So now I'll have to clean up the reflective areas and then paint them after that. The other thing you got to be mindful of is the reflector right in the middle of the taillight. You want to make sure you don't damage that. And so basically when you're cracking this middle one, try not to hit it as hard as you would have the other ones, because these ones are open, so you don't really have to worry about it as much. But this middle one, you basically just don't hit it as hard, and then you're able to not crack the reflector that's already in there. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to keep those in there, and if not, I'll take them out. Shouldn't be that hard. All right, so I'll just knock out this next one real quick. There's my mess. I would actually suggest doing this over a garbage can because it got all over. I'm gonna have to sweep this up. Time to crack the next one, and then we'll go from there. So I got the second taillight stripped down, basically with all the lenses broken off. That one took quite a bit longer to do. Of course, I wasn't rolling on that. Basically, the edge over here had a whole bunch of this, like there's still a little bit even right there. I'm gonna have to knock off real quick. It's really funny because the other side came off like super easily, all in one piece. I thought it was gonna be super easy, but of course, that never happens. So just spent about an hour cleaning up this one, just masked it off. I'm gonna sand it real quick just to get rid of, try and get this all smoothed out as much as I can. You can tell there's some corrosion and stuff in here, so I'm gonna try and clean that all up before I paint it, and then we'll hit it with the red. Yeah, that's pretty much it to get to sanding. Alright, so I Went ahead and taped off the other taillight and then sanded it down as well just a little bit. This one is obviously in a lot better shape than this one. I was able to sand it down pretty smooth just by filling it. So now I'm going to go ahead and spray these with the red chrome and see how they turn out. And so while the reflectors are drying right now, the red ones, I'm gonna go ahead and spray the red nightshade onto the clear lenses, basically. Just gonna hit these guys real quick. These guys are drying, doing their thing. Let's hit them up. So I did a light coat on the lens covers. I'm gonna see how they look after this dries, basically. See if we need to go any darker. I don't think we're gonna need to go much darker than that though. And then these are coming out really dark and like a nice candy apple, which is awesome. And then I'll pull the tape off those and put the orange on the corners, and then we should be good from there. So yeah, just letting them dry real quick. Alright, so I waited for the red to dry for like 20-25 minutes basically, and then now I'm going to apply the orange metallic coat. I've seen some other people do this before and it comes out like if they spray too much it becomes like too orange. So I'm going to try doing it with like a light coat at first just to see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. That's what they look like right now. And then I'll show you how they look after the first light coat that I put on there. So, all right. Well, I just sprayed on that first coat and I think that's all it's gonna need. It came out like a goldish color, which seems pretty cool actually. I think I'm just gonna stay that color. And once we get an orange bulb in there, it'll probably reflect differently. I don't want it to get too orange. With the red over the top, we'll have to take a look at that too real quick. So yeah, once that dries, I'll grab the lenses and see how it looks. All right, so I'm looking at them with the lens on and they just look like red taillights basically. It's pretty much like a red taillight. I mean, it's different than just tinting them red, but I think I want to make them a little darker. So I'm gonna have to go get the dark nightshade tint and just do a light layer of it on the lens and see how they come out. I just want to do that before I seal them up. So it's been a couple days. I ended up doing some research, basically just looking at a bunch of pictures of the StarTec like pink taillights. And what I realized is that the black like trim pieces and the inner trim pieces were all black. So all the trim pieces on the inner part and the outer part were all painted black, which makes it look like it's a smoked effect. So I went out and bought the nightshades, VHT black stuff for no reason. I also decided that I don't want it to look like it's smoked at all. My MTech car already has that done to it. It's with the MHWs. All the lights on that car are actually smoked. I like that look with the gray. With this car being white, I wanted to do something different. I'm making it a little more brighter. I think the pink taillights on this will actually look pretty good. It's different, but not for everyone, I'm sure. But it's something that I just wanted to try out and do and see how it comes out. So yeah, I'll show you right now where I'm at. So we got the light. I'm just gonna end up clamping them and sealing them one at a time because I don't have enough clamps. I only have 6. I think each light's gonna take 6 clamps. I'll just seal each one at a time, seal it up, and then we're very close. I really like the way that these came out as well. It's been a couple days. It doesn't really show up on camera how pink they are and red. I'm trying to see if, yeah, you can kind of see it. So I'm just going to seal these up just as is. So the StarTecs I was talking about, so all this is painted black. It's all all the outer trim pieces. It's all painted black. Even this outer trim is all black. I want a lighter look on these taillights, so I think it's perfect. The stock one is like a grayish color. Yeah, I think it's gonna end up looking really good. All right, let's seal them up. Okay, so I put the sealant on the outer part, on the inside of the lens, and also on the actual taillight itself, just on the trim pieces. I tried mounting the clamps on a couple different sections just to see where the most impact I would get on pulling down the lens to the actual tail lamp. This seems to work the best because when I actually press on it, I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, the silicone on the sealant on the inside, you can actually see through the lens and see how much it expands and contracts, and it barely moves when I'm pressing down on it. That's how I know I've gotten enough force on this. Just kind of press it down until I saw clear sealant expand, and then once I saw it expand enough, I knew that it was tight enough to be on there, and I didn't go any tighter. Just, you really don't have to go super tight on these, because otherwise you could end up cracking a lens after doing all this work, which would suck. So now I just have to wait for this to dry, and then I'll do the next one. So sealed up the taillights. Now I'm gonna install them. They're ready for install, basically. These are the old taillights. There's some cracking and stuff on them. This one's like cracked right here even. This is what came with the car. So just gonna throw on the other ones. Got them right here in the trunk. Pretty easy to install. Just pull off the rear cover. Unplug this. Just gonna do this with one hand. Probably not. Oh yeah. And then just gotta remove the bolts here, and then this will pop right out. I gotta grab some tools. All right, so with the backs out, I'm actually gonna take out each one of these bulbs, dab a little grease on there, and also put some on the contact rods right here, the tail lights. So I put the grease, the silicone grease, it's dielectric grease that I put on the contact points, just because the older BMW taillights are prone to always having connection issues or like weird stuff going on with them. It's an older car, electrics tend to not connect as well. So put the grease on, installed the lights, and I guess I'll show you guys what they look like now on the car. Yeah, I'll let you guys see how they look. Definitely custom looking. Guess I'll rock them for a little bit.